Hi, my name is Devon Lassiter. Having worked in social services in the program management and case management capacity now for a little more than 13 years, I wanted to share some tips that I thought might be helpful for job development for the population that most of us service. I have found in many instances that a prompt resume workshop or resume revision, can be most helpful to participants entering many of our programs. I found that this tactic can oftentimes be a game changer for our participants. It immediately helps to boost self esteem, hence changing mindset, hence just creating a motivating force that may not have been present before. I have even witnessed this being helpful as a diversion tactic where potential clients that were considering coming into shelter, became motivated enough that they decided that they were more confident about finding a job and that they could tough it out while they sought employment. Even clients on disability have found to be more motivated to find a part-time position that would supplement their income and help maximize their household income. So today I just wanted to share a few tips that I'm hoping can be helpful in the creation of client resumes or revisions in the job search process for our clients. Okay, so here we go. Just a few points on resume workshops, resume revision. Point one, let's start at the top. Our header. We want participants to be aware that it's not necessary to use an address if they don't have an address. They can use their name and email and a phone number that they can be contacted. So as long as an employer has a way to contact them, that's what we're most concerned with. So they use their email address, phone number, cell phone number, or a phone number where they may be contacted. Now, I have to make a note about these email addresses because we want to be conscious of the email addresses that we're using. Are they professional? Are they appropriate? We don't want the header of our resume to have an email that reads freaky-deaky@yahoo.com or hot to trot at gmail.com. We want to be conscious of these email handles, and so that I'm not insulting a client, I just simply suggest to them that they utilize a professional email or create an additional account where they can receive emails from businesses and potential employers, so they can create a handle that's a little more appropriate. Okay, so that's point number one. Number two, we want to be conscious of participants that use objectives on their resume. Objectives can oftentimes limit them as far as job opportunities and possibilities. If an employer is reading an objective and it doesn't fit the job description that they're trying to fill, they're going to move on to the next. So I recommend that we remove objectives and that we replace those with a qualification summary. The qualification summary simply highlights the skills of that client. I also recommend that whatever work background the participant shares with you, that you research that background. If we research the background, it will help us in being able to highlight skills that the participant has. And I mean, it can be something as simple as a babysitter. We take a lot for granted when we think about some of these positions because we want to assume that we know every transferable skill that's used. If you take the time to research the position, you may find that there's some wonderful language and even other transferable skills that were not noted on the original resume or that the participant didn't even think about when they were sharing the duties and responsibilities of that position. So it's always helpful to do that research to help build that qualification summary so that our participant can really pop on paper. So then our point 3 moves on to the work experience or professional experience of the participant. In this section, once again, I'm recommending that we do research on each position so that we can be sure that we use language, that we list transferable skills that are really going to make our participant pop on paper for employers. Needless to say, the more that they are popping, the more marketable they most likely will be. And then my last point is the education section of the resume. We want to be aware that if the participant has any post-secondary education, has completed any courses, has completed some college, it's not necessary to list the high school information. We want to highlight anything, any school, any education that our participants have completed beyond high school. That's always helpful. And even if they did not complete the course of study, even if they did not finish the degree, you can still list the institution, and we would list the major or field of interest, or the field that they were pursuing, and just simply indicate the dates that they attended the institution. And that can be most helpful. So those are my points for resume revision and resume workshops for participants. I'm hoping that these things are helpful. You can feel free to reach out to me if you would like to talk about what a resume workshop or resume revision looks like in detail. But I'm also going to follow this video up with some sample before and after resumes for you to take a look at so that you can see the difference. And again, I'm hoping this is helpful to all. Thank you. So for privacy, I have blocked out the header of the resumes that I'm about to show you. You can see with this resume, this is a customer service oriented individual, some management experience. This is the before. And you can see the structure as well as the formatting of the resume. This is the after version of the same resume. Again, I've blocked out the header up here, but you can see that we've been able to build a personal profile which highlights the skills of this participant. We've built on the work experience. You'll notice that there are more duties and responsibilities listed on this than were on the original resume, because once we did our research, we realized there were things that he did not indicate before, didn't realize, tasks he didn't realize he performed. So this is just a sample after resume. I'm going to scroll down. On each one, I just indicate references available upon request because it's not necessary for us to list the references on the actual resume document. And this is the education that we're highlighting. So again, this is one that has not yet, the person has not yet completed their course of study, but we are indicating that there is education beyond high school. This is a before of another resume. Again, customer service oriented. You see the education, you see the experience that's listed. At the bottom of the resume, they have a summarization of some skills. This is the after of the same resume. Again, we were able to build a huge qualification summary here, listing duties and responsibilities under each position. Again, the number of duties and responsibilities we were able to list are more than what you saw on the original resume document. And I can't emphasize enough how this boosts the self esteem of our participants. And we also want to remind them that somebody who walks through the door with a resume is taken more seriously. And it can mean the difference between getting $11 an hour and $17 an hour if there is a range in the hourly wage or salary. They're going to take us more seriously, possibly award us more money if we walk in confidently and prepared, dressed appropriately, and with the right resume tool.